From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your evening update.
We've had plenty of sunshine on this Friday, but a few more clouds compared to the last few days because of moisture coming north from the Gulf of Mexico. Now, the deeper moisture has been off to our south, closer to the Gulf Coast, and that's where it will stay. But we've had enough moisture here to have a few spotty showers in a couple parts of the area as expected this afternoon, but very, very isolated and mainly south of the Tennessee River. Lawrenceburg Airport got to 84 this afternoon after morning low of 59. No rainfall measured. Muscle Shoals Airport snuck up to 90 today after morning low of 63. No rainfall measure there. Now, as you look at that 90-degree reading, keep in mind that the Muscle Shoals Airport usually runs about 2 or 3 degrees warmer than many of the reporting stations in the shoals surrounding it, so that's not too much of a surprise. Most of the shoals was between 86 and 88 for daytime highs today. We expect similar conditions Saturday and Sunday before some big weather changes going into early next week. Clearing skies out here tonight with the exception of patchy fog developing during the early morning, so be aware of that. Morning lows in the low to mid 60s, a few upper 50s over southern middle Tennessee. And then as we head to our Saturday, mostly sunny skies, daytime highs once again similar to what they were today, mid to upper 80s. A few folks in northwest Alabama flirting with 90 like Muscle Shoals Airport did today. No rainfall expected for a Saturday, falling back through the 70s in the 60s tomorrow night into Sunday morning. Similar for our Sunday, daytime highs mid to upper 80s, mostly sunny skies. But notice our cold front knocking on the door as we head to our Sunday evening. That's going to be moving in Sunday night, and that doesn't bring rain with it. A few clouds Sunday night into Monday morning, and then that will shift south of us. What it does bring is a change to cooler air that isn't just a day or two. It lasts through next week, and this may be the first step toward us just switching to our fall temperatures as we head on forward here. Mid to upper 80s through the weekend, and then we're to the 70s for daytime highs next week here through the week, with overnight lows next week into the mid to upper 40s. Certainly feeling like fall out there. Kirk and Leslie are both in the Atlantic, but neither are a direct threat to the United States. They're both turning off to the north. We are watching still this disturbed weather in the Gulf of Mexico. There has been a remnant circulation from the eastern Pacific that will be moving into the southern Gulf of Mexico the next few days. That may help energize things and finally get a tropical system to spin up here and formally develop in the southern Gulf and the Bay of Campeche. If it does develop, National Hurricane Center now giving that a 50% chance of happening. That would be headed northeastward toward the western coast of Florida. Notice this is not turning north toward the Tennessee Valley. This is not turning north toward the Florida Panhandle or the Alabama coast or the Mississippi coast. This is not turning north toward places like western North Carolina, eastern Tennessee, these damaged areas from Helene. This is not doing that. The jet stream system that will give our cold front here late in the weekend and early next week will put us in northwest flow in the upper levels. That will keep things pushed south of the northern Gulf Coast and the Tennessee Valley. That will also provide some wind shear over the Gulf Coast, so I'm not expecting a major intense system to come out of this. Most likely a tropical storm. Can't rule out completely a low-end hurricane. This will be tracking east-northeast toward the west coast of central and southern Florida and then crossing out into the western Atlantic. Not a direct impact to our part of the Gulf Coast, except for maybe some rip currents in the Florida Panhandle and the Alabama coast, and not an impact to the Tennessee Valley. But as always, we watch all of these very carefully. Dropping through the 70s into the 60s overnight, clouds clearing out, but fog developing later into the overnight here and there. And then mid to upper 80s for daytime highs with mostly sunny skies Saturday and Sunday. Cold front moves in Sunday night, so we're in the 70s, not just for Monday, but through next week. And where you see the 74 there for a few days, that's a midpoint average. That's a middle of the road between our southern middle Tennessee counties and our northwest Alabama counties. On those days, it could just be the lower 70s over the Tennessee part of our viewing area. Overnight lows next week down into the mid to upper 40s. There's your latest 7-day forecast. I'll be back at 9 o'clock for a final check of your local weather.